The Rolling Stones, Madison Square Garden, 2002. So the Rolling Stones have played Madison Square Garden over a dozen times throughout the history of the band. This was from the 2005 Bigger Bang tour. But what I want to talk to you about was the 2002/2003 tour called the 40 Licks Tour. So they came to Madison Square Garden on September 26th. But what was interesting is that 2 days later, they played Giant Stadium, now MetLife Stadium, and then 2 days after that, they played Roseland Ballroom. So they went from an arena that seats 19,000 to 2 days later, a stadium that seats 82,000 to 2 days later, a ballroom that seats 3,000 people. And on January 18th, 2003, the Rolling Stones yet again returned to Madison Square Garden for a live broadcast on HBO of the entire concert. At that time, I was working as the event office manager for the event control center. So basically, I ran the radio. So if calls came in, if it was a spill, I sent somebody to clean it up. If it was a fight, I sent security to break it up. So I'm working in the office, and in pops the EVP of the building. And he said, Patty Hansen needs to go up to the suites. Her family's up there, her cousin's up there. She wants to go visit them, and she wants to go now. I need somebody to escort her. So at the time, Patty Hansen was the wife of Keith Richards. So I'm like, sure, okay. So I go around the corner, and there's Patty Hansen with a couple of friends, and she's friendly, smiley, couldn't have been nicer. So I take her, we go get, because in order to get up to the suites, depending on which one you're going on, you have to go up a specific elevator. So I had to take her out into the public section and then up the elevator all the way to the suites. And she visits with her cousin. We hang out for maybe 15, 20 minutes, and we get in the elevator to go back down, and we're just chatting. And she looks at me and she's like, you know what? She's like, you have been so nice. She's like, is there anything I can do for you? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, well, is there anything you want? Like, is there anything I can do? And I said, I don't know, maybe an autograph? And she was like, okay, got it. So we get back down and we get back into the dressing room hallway, and she's like, come with me. And she grabs my hand and takes me down into where the dressing rooms are for the band. And she pulls me into the band's dressing room. And it's all dark, like super moody, like low light lamps, and like very kind of edgy and like low key and like very somber. And there's only like 5 people in there, and it's like a massive dressing room. Like, it's very private. But there's the band. Mick Jagger's in another dressing room, but there's the guys in the band. And she's like, okay. She looks at me and she's like, well, what do you have? What can we sign? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't plan on being here. Like, I don't have anything with me. And she looks at me and she goes, turn around. So I proceed to turn around, and she's like, guys, come here. So I stand there, and the guys come over and they sign the back of my shirt. And here she is. This was my uniform shirt, complete with this sexy little bow tie that I wore at Madison Square Garden. And these are the signatures on the back. Unfortunately, I didn't store it very well, and I had to wash it at one point, but it's still intact, and it's something I'll keep forever. And even though I don't remember much of the concerts, I'll always remember that.
About the tour and the way it's going to be. We're going to do a stadium show, we're going to do an arena show, do a theatre or a club show. And in New York, we're going to do all 3, so that's going to be great fun for us.